All right, y'all, this is Troy. I want to give out a story, my experience going to Ryan Upchurch at the Corbin Arena. So, me and the wife get a couple days off work. And if y'all ain't been to the show, I don't know if his next show is going to be the exact same, but there might be some spoilers in here. However, me and the wife get a couple days off work. We take off from Pittsburgh, heading down to Corbin, Kentucky. A couple people are like, hey, snow's coming, winter storm this, winter storm that. And somebody that works for him, Tamara, over at Blue Moon Entertainment, I talked to her a couple times on Instagram, and she did a live that morning and was like, hey, down here in Tennessee, storm's in, y'all be careful. So I hit her up. I'm like, hey, yeah, I'm coming from Pittsburgh, we're on our way. And she's like, oh, please be careful, do this, do that. I'm like, okay, she just being nice. I'm like, cool, whatever. This old country boy don't leave the house without a four-wheel drive. Couple hours later, I'm filled up a couple times on the way down there, and fucking Upchurch hit him up on the IG story. He's like, no, everybody keep telling me to be careful. This country boy don't fucking been driving four-wheel drive since he could remember. And so I was rolling. So I sent that to Tamara. She got a kick out of it too. I was like, see, I ain't the only one. So anyway, because I was wondering what the hell he's going through, because it started from them and came up toward us. Because we're heading south, they're heading north. So anyways, we're cutting through, and I mean, I lived in Colorado for like 14 years, so it ain't no thing to me. I'm cutting through the snow, a couple plows here and there. They're right on the interstate, so it's the big plow trucks, the semis and shit. And so one of them kind of lagged back, and I'm like, these fucking idiots behind me and next to me, they bothering the shit out of me. So I'm going to cut over. I'm going to get in front of them. Behind, because they're staggered. There's three of them in each lane. There's a state trooper behind the front one. This motherfucker hits a spotlight on me. I'm like, shit. I tell the wife, I'm like, he just hit me with a spotlight. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And so he fucking jumps over behind me and puts his blues on. I'm like, fuck, are you serious? I'm like, he gonna pull me over the middle of all this shit going down? And so anyways, I cut over as far as I can, get up on the shoulder, because I know there's three big-ass plow trucks and a row of traffic coming behind us. He walks up, said, son, is there a reason why you're getting in front of the plow trucks? And I'm like, I was like, dude, I lived in Colorado for 14 years. I said, I did snow removal for almost half that. I was like, this ain't nothing to me. I was like, this does a couple inches of snow. He's like, well, son, you're scaring the local folk. Just tone it down a little bit and stay behind the plow trucks. I'm like, okay, cool. So he didn't even ask me for my ID. We take off. This fucking dude follows me. I don't think he was wanting to fuck with me again. I think he was more comfortable following me because he know I done been through it. But anyways, so we're cutting through, and we get down to where we're going. We're fucking hungry. It was like a 12-hour trip instead of 7. And like, we're finding out that, you know, everything's fucking closed. Everything's closed. We find, well, the one place that's open is Waffle House. There's 8 truckers just walked in the front door right in front of us. We look at each other. All the tables are dirty. There's 3 tables eating. There's a guy cooking and one taking the orders. I'm just like, fuck. It's going to be an hour before we get a glass of water. So anyways, we go check in the room. Needless to say, I had beef jerky, some cheese-filled crackers, and a protein bar for fucking dinner. Anyways, we go sleep, and fucking, it's the day of the show. We wake up. They had breakfast. We went and had our little hotel breakfast. We're chilling. And we went out, got some lunch because some stuff was finally opened up. We fucking get ready to go to the show, right? We walk up to the show. We get in. There's fucking people left and right. And we get inside. I see fucking Deerdorf. I say, what's up, dude? I cut through Cheatham every now and then. I met him down there. We was eating at a restaurant. Motherfucker sat down right next to me, him and Billy. And so I said what's up to him. I was wanting to talk to him a little longer, but people was already coming up to him asking for pictures and all that. And he's like, bro, I signed the Lambo. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm about to go get in line. The line was fucking wrapped around halfway around the building. So I was like, cool. Let's go get in fucking line. I'm going to sign the Lambo. And the wife's like, you going to stand back there? I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to stand back there. Anyways, so we go stand in the line. And it was actually because not everybody in each group wanted to sign it, so the line went fairly fast compared to how it looked. Anyways, I was down there. I fucking marked it with, I put a little note on there, me, my wife, and a good friend of mine, who I'll get to in a little bit. His name's Tommy Smith. I put him on there because I know he'd love that shit. And so anyways, it's almost about 8 o'clock. Lights go down. There's one opener. I think he was Aaron Walker. I think. I'm not for sure. But he was, I mean, just up there on acoustic, just jamming, just doing his thing. And anyways, he did the little opening. Then he opened up for Chase. Chase come out and did his fucking thing. Man, that dude, he when he did Born for This, I mean, that says it all. Because that dude was born for that shit. And, I mean, I look over at my wife. She's crying. I'm crying. And I know, like, he just did a little snippet on TikTok. But, dude, he said that his parents ain't heard that whole song. And they was sitting in the crowd. And, like, I mean, yeah, we're just like, oh, this is awesome. And he done his thing, and he lit it up with County Line. Dude ever showed me, he said, y'all put y'all's phones up. And everybody had the phone lights going on around the whole building. The whole building. Oh, it was awesome. I mean, that was special. And the way he interacted with the crowd, and he was loving on them, they was loving on him, and like it was just a great show. And yeah, man, dude, it got dark, and it got quiet. And fucking, because, you know, like, everybody's there kicking it, chilling, and, like, we're waiting to see Upchurch. And this motherfucker come out, kick open the door, boom, like I said, here comes the spoilers, y'all. He kick open the door, yeah, I love Rolling Stone, and this dude had on a leather coat and tassels, and fucking, he had his high country hat on, his fucking hair crazy all out the sides. I'm like, this motherfucker looked just like David Allen Cole. My wife's just looking at me, okay. And she kind of knows old country, but not a lot like I do, and the way I was raised. And dude, he come out and set that fucking stool down. Bam! He said, I'm about to fuck with attitude. He's like, I'm about to sing for all y'all motherfuckers. I'm about to sing my heart out. Y'all gonna love this. And he was chilling and singing and fucking, dude, yeah, look, Rolling Stone do word for word, and crowd got real quiet when he come out too. And then they just blew up, and it was like, he's here, it's him. And like, and it really ain't like we worship him or he's an idol. It's just like, that's our best friend, and he's the best at singing, and we're here to watch him fucking sing. Like, it ain't like there's two different levels. This motherfucker, we right here. And like, I mean, who else gonna fucking, yeah, bro, take a Sharpie and mark up my fucking Lambo. Come on, man, ain't nobody doing that shit. And this motherfucker, dude, anyways, like, he was fucking talking to people about their life, and like, whenever it fucking came down to somebody had a seizure, and he was instantly, boom, y'all make a circle, y'all make a line, and he commanded the room. He took straight control. He said, y'all make a circle, EMTs get over here, take a bottle of water. He said, my security guard got EMT training, y'all go help. And I'm just like, damn. He said, he said, your boy done been in a scrape before fucking. And I was like, hell yeah, that dude knew how to handle that shit. It's like, this ain't his first show. And man, even when he first came out, because, you know, dumbass COVID and all this shit, and everybody was locked down, this is his first show he done in like a year. So, like, after he did Rolling Stone, like, he was like, y'all look at my fucking hand. And he's like, y'all, I'm nervous. Y'all got, he was being real, but again, like, he was just loosening up, and he was letting us know where he was. And he's like, y'all, because I could kind of, like, I didn't think nothing of it. I just thought he wasn't holding the microphone close to this, that. But it was because his voice was a little shaky for the first couple songs, you know, and he said, I'm getting a little better. Well, and this is where, you know, the video might get a little hard for me, but, you know, I wanted to tell this story the best way to get people out there to really hear it, you know, and they had somebody pass away real close to them. Deardorff's cousin, Cody Miller. God rest his soul. And that dude, I follow him on Instagram. I cut through Cheatham. I met a couple of them down there at the Peyton and Chris over at the general store in the diner, and I say what's up to them, talk to them all the time. Every time I drive through, I go in, try to eat, get something at the store. And I know them, but we're acquaintances. We ain't the best of friends, and but that don't mean I can't relate to what the fuck they're going through. And whenever Deardorff, because he's always talking shit on his IG, and you know, he get in a good mood and lifting and doing his thing, and fucking whenever he had his cousin in the back of his truck, dude, and he was so quiet, and you could see the tears in his eyes, like, that fucked me up. And he was jamming Holler Boys, and that like gave me a different perspective on that fucking song. And like, whenever, you know, like I said, I put my best friend's name on the Lambo. He passed away when I was 16. This is where the video changes a little bit, and it's where the concert changed. And again, I was wanting to talk to Deardorff, but people was running up to him, getting pictures and stuff like that. And but like, dude, that put me in a different mind state the rest of the week. Just the way all that played out, and it led up to that day. And Upchurch was like, y'all the highlight of my week, because we've been through some tough shit. And he was, you know, he might have had some other stuff going on, but he was referring to Cody for the most part. And whenever he even looked back at Cliffy, and he said, is it HB? He didn't even say Holler Boys. He didn't want to give it away to the crowd. He's like, is it HB? And he kind of gave a little nod. And I'm like, damn. I knew what he was talking about. His voice was cracking. He's like, y'all, I've been thinking about singing this song, because he already did like 4 or 5 before this one. I mean, the dude was up there fucking 2.5 hours doing his fucking thing. He was just, he'd sing a song and shoot the shit with us. Sing a song and shoot the shit with us. But whenever fucking it, he said, is it HB? Like, he didn't even want to sing it. You know, like, he wanted to, but he knew how emotional he was going to get. And like, he broke, and fucking I did, my wife did. Shit, probably most everybody in there did. And I'm doing it now. His girl came out, fucking hell of a woman. Come out, gave him a big hug, and she ain't the one that's with all the fame and IG stories and all this and that, but she knows who he is, and she loves him, and she come out and gave him a big hug, and he was crying, and I mean, I just wanted to run up there or scream, you know, and to say, dude, we're gonna help you. We're gonna help you sing it. We're all, you know, we're all having a hard time right now. And yeah, whenever he did that, and he got up, and they started, and like, man, they spun that shit, and it started, and he got through it, he sang it, but I mean, everybody in that room would be, you know, like, out of the 10 million times we ever heard that song, from that day forward, everybody in that room is going to listen to that song with a different perspective, and they're going to listen and remember that night. And like, you know, it was, you know, I wanted to, again, just share that, because you don't get that emotionally attached with other people I've been in concert with, or follow, or like, or tell other people about, and hey, maybe you should try out this guy, he's pretty good, he does this, he does that. Upchurch is a whole nother entity. He's one of us. And like, it was just like our friend was fucking up there crying about another friend that we ain't never met, but it's just the way that is, you know, with him, because he lets out so much. And he wants, if that motherfucker could go home and kick it with every single person in there, if there's enough time in the day, he would. I mean, he's just that type of dude. And like, to really experience, like, you know, everybody want to hear Holler Boys. I love fucking same old so much. He sang Black Sheep, but I was looking forward to fucking real country and dusty side of music. So I'm like, come on, we gonna hear some new shit. But I was like, damn, since COVID, fucking Mud to Gold come out, and he done had this one come out. Like, he got some, there's all kinds of ground to cover, you know, in the time he's gonna be up there. But man, that Holler Boys at that moment, and like everybody, like they could have cut the music and just let everybody sing it. And I think they would have held tune and key and fucking been right behind him. And he could have just passed the mic around the room and like we'd have fucking helped him through that shit. And we did, really. We all did. And I mean, anyways, all right, let's try to cheer it back up a little bit, because it wasn't just real sad show. That part was meaningful. And you know, the guitarist, dude, Sam Penner, that dude, I told my wife, I'm like, no, this motherfucker just started like a month or two ago with him. And she's like, really? And I mean, he's just up there, shredding. And this dude just, it was all over the place. I mean, they look like they've been fucking, together for years. And then like, he even said, he's like, whenever I get past this song, I'll be better. And he went and fucking did his little shirt change thing. And I'm sitting on the side. Stage is right here. Crowd's right here. We had seats. We went down in the pit, and we're down here over on the side. And Kid, he started, and then it flashes, you know, here's Kid, and fucking he starts to, and I'm like, man, I can hardly fucking see him. They kick open the doors, and they fold back like half the fucking stage. I'm like, holy shit. And he's, and this fucking dude, I've seen him get down before, but that motherfucker was fucking ripping. It was awesome. Dude, DJ, Cliffy D, like, he was spitting, he was mixing, he was doing a lot more than I expected. I thought he'd just be over there just chilling and fucking, you know, doing his thing, but he was fucking, they were trading lyrics back and forth. He was out there with Upchurch and doing this and that, and fucking, dude, anyways, like I said, dude, like, you ain't never gonna experience with another artist, musician, or whatever word you want, because he covers so many fucking angles. You get like 3-4 shows in one with the dude. And he's just being himself. And he's just, I mean, the lady had a seizure. He called her back up on stage. And he's like, hey, started giving her life advice. Like, you need to do this and try checking this out. And she's like, your music kept me going and I was homeless. He's like, no, you did that. You put in the work. He's like, you ain't homeless now. I can look at you and tell. And he's like, look at you. And he's like, you did that. And like, I mean, just people, like, that's why he don't ever want to fucking be mainstream, because he wants to have that personal connection of, like I said, we're on this level whenever he's in the room. He's just better at singing, so he's up on the stage. That's the only fucking difference. And that motherfucker kept it real. I mean, start to finish. And, I mean, he was just taking people's phones. And if, I mean, like, in my head, there was a whole list of songs I wanted to hear, but I ain't never heard the motherfucker live. So every song was like, I was like, I'd have much rather heard that and that. And like the whole list they picked was 10 times better. And anyways, dude, at the end of it, Ginger Billy come out. And he said, we're going to go a little off script for this one. I'm like, I look over at my wife. I was like, you don't know who that is. She's like, no, I don't. And I'm like, he's funny as fuck. And he come out and asked, like, dude, you want to do YZ with me? I could only, you mean YZ with you Upchurch? Fuck yeah, I'll do that with you. And I could only imagine what was being said backstage. Anyways, I seen him on the IG. He said they treat him like family. And yeah, they're both influencers, got their own, you know, following and this and that. But he said, look, dude, that's the first time I ever hung out with them. They treat me like family. He's like, that's like the number one thing that could that's ever happened to me. And I'm just in the crowd, and I'm like, dude, that's the best fucking night I ever had. I ain't never fucking, like, of course, yeah, you're singing music when you're in the car or fucking in the gym and this and that, but when you're singing that shit word for word, and you know and respect the dude on stage, and he fucking 50 feet from you, and y'all are all in the whole room, the whole stadium just going crazy singing the same shit, man, that's different and that's real. And you just ain't gonna get that. Not everywhere. Not your average or even people's favorite, and they go meet them and they're so fucking popular and got 50 million followers. It just ain't the same. Like, Upchurch wants to get to know you. He wants to remember your name. He wants to hear some stories about you when you was growing up. Like, other motherfuckers got better shit to do and got videos to go make and a movie to go make, and like, Upchurch is like, nah, dude, I'm just gonna ride home with my girlfriend and fucking go chill at home, make some more videos to talk to y'all and tell y'all about my motherfucking weekend. But yeah, y'all, you know, I just wanted to give my experience, and I don't even know what else to say. Like, it was an amazing show, and there's a lot of haters out there that be talking smack and shit and this and that, and I mean, it's because they don't know how to relax and be themselves, and they're too worried about what other people think. And I was just wanting to get my story out to the world, or whoever cares to fucking listen, or, you know, and just give a different perspective on my experience at fucking Corbin Arena up in fucking Kentucky. It was amazing. I can't wait. I'm thinking about going to the next show, to be honest with you. Even if it's the same tour, I'm still fucking thinking about it. I go to every tour after this, and my wife she listens to them and loves them, but she's just like, oh yeah, no, we going next time. We going. Anyways, y'all, hey, thank y'all for watching, and y'all have a good night.